We've all experienced talking to call center agents, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The question that Future Perfect researchers look into is, what makes the good conversations good? And what can centers do to ensure they only hire the top communicators? Let's look at what happens when a new agent joins a center. Here's Dora. She has just graduated with a degree in social science and wants to work in a call center. She has applied to a number of companies and is currently attending several days of interviewing and testing. A typical contact center will test language skills 3 times at recruitment, 2 or 3 times at training, and weekly after they start taking calls. Often, these assessments are testing different skills and aren't necessarily talking to each other, meaning that there may be a disconnect between what one department needs and how it is tested. This relates to what is called test validity. A valid test will assess the skills that the outcome requires. For example, if I test your driving skills by asking you to write an essay about road safety, am I really checking that you have the ability to drive? With language, this becomes particularly relevant. For example, if I test your grammar accuracy, but don't test your ability to manage a call or empathize with a customer, will I really be getting the best person for the job? Meaning that even with all that test data, we still have good candidates turned away at recruitment and agents taking calls without the right communication skills. So let's go back to Dora and her recruitment interviews. In tests across a number of different centers, her language was evaluated for accent, grammar accuracy, subject-verb agreement, fluency and modulation, sentence structure, and knowledge of cultural landmarks and idioms. However, this just tells one part of the story, and not the most important part. Researchers like Lourdes Bautista, Jane Lockwood, Sue Hood, Gail Forey, Kingsley Bolton, and many others have analyzed hundreds of call center interactions and found that the skills most likely to impact calls are logical discourse and interactive skills. Discourse is the ability to clearly explain, manage the flow of an interaction, and ensure that the other person understands where they are going at all times. If the call is the roadmap, then the discourse of the agent should be the GPS system. Interactive skills are often called soft skills, which makes them very hard to define. Because on a call you can't use anything except your language to communicate, soft skills become specifically defined through the linguistic behaviors that go along with them. So while recruitment are looking for the top grammarians, if their assessments were linked with the customer experience, they might be more likely to look for good interpersonal communicators, listeners, and explainers. So if we revisit the disconnected assessments across a company, they might be replaced with this. Dora is just one in a million strong industry of people. These individuals are expected to communicate and connect with hundreds of customers a week, representing the brand of the company they work for as a point of direct contact with the end user. If their business is to communicate, then it's our business to make sure they know how to. Otherwise, the customers might start taking their business elsewhere. Don't underestimate the power of language or the importance of testing it. Contact Future Perfect to find out more about the research, or to set up a trial and proof of concept for the BUPLAS assessment system.